And we're back with another episode of What's Hockey. As we always do, we're going to go ahead and start with Around That Hockey. Keaton, I know you got some news for us that came out over this last week. What's going on?
Yeah, it's crazy. We've got some injuries happening. Macklin, or well, I guess returns more or less. But Macklin, Celebrini, and Connor McDavid are back in lineups as of last week, pretty much right after we recorded. And although they get their superstars back, they don't win those games. Kind of sucks because I kind of figured the Oilers might have had some more of a oomph. They did play the Golden Knights, so I mean, it was a pretty tough matchup. But yeah, the Sharks are definitely many more pieces than just Celebrini away from winning games and constantly. So that's kind of expected. But at least they've got their guy back. I think the game after he scored like 2 goals, and they just finished with 2 goals. But
Yeesh.
yeah, they are looking pretty frisky overall, though. I mean, they've been pushing games to overtime. Sharks, pretty cool.
They beat the
Not the last game,
Devils
the game
since
before
we last
last.
recorded.
What?
They beat the Devils since we last recorded.
Yeah,
That's a solid
they
win.
had
It
a
was a 1-0
three-game
game.
winning streak the week before last, I think. So I mean, they're like, they're frisky.
Well,
They
and I
they
feel
do
like
some cool things.
we've seen them kind of score a bit, but they always allow a ton of
Yeah,
goals. And so that game ending 1-0, like, I mean, that's an impressive defensive stand for them. So, I mean, hey,
yeah. I mean,
they're not a good
definitely
team, but
surprising.
I mean, they get paid
Yeah, I
too,
mean,
right? And so they're trying, they're professional. So, I mean, they're going about it.
yeah, and the game they played against the Flyers, I think it was like 15 to 16 minutes into the second period. They scored their first goal, and then the third period they scored two more to tie it up and force overtime.
Yeah.
So I mean that's kind of crazy. They're just able to stay into games and last as long as they have. Unfortunately, they lose in the shootout against Flyers, but you know
Hmm.
they're pretty frisky, like I said. And yeah, pretty crazy. As far as other, I guess, injury related news, Dylan Holloway did get struck with a puck in the neck. It's pretty crazy. He had to
Yeah,
get
dude. I mean,
stretchered
that
off.
thing,
Scary scene for sure. Good news
it
is he
rose
was
super
back like
quick
the
on him,
next day.
too.
So
Like, yeah, yeah. It's wild he got hit in the neck too because he wasn't that far away from the defender or from the person who shot the puck. I don't
the guy
remember if it
shooting,
was a defender or forward,
yeah,
but whoever shot. And like, I mean, it rose 6 feet in a matter of like, yeah, it was a small space, so that puck was going nowhere near where it probably was intended to go, and just struck him like
yeah,
kind of almost straight on, almost the Adam's apple, but just off to the side. So I mean, it could have been worse. He is back up, and he was at practice yesterday, right? Or I mean, he's
yeah.
been
I think
practicing
he was
since
on the
the.
ice the next day, and I believe he's back in lineups if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
follow the Blues. But yeah, glad it wasn't any worse than it was. Yeah, you know. Um, as far as terrible news, it is pretty sad to see that Nathan McKinnon and Kale McCarr are the first and third as far as points overall in the season. McKinnon's got 30 and McCarr's got 24. He's tied with a few other people, but they suck. They've just now gotten to 500. They were below 500 for the longest time, and they just now got to it. What was it, 16 games?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I know they've been ravaged with injuries with their top few forwards. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Valerie Nichushkin and Jonathan Druin are still out. I'm not sure if they came back, but I mean, they're starting to get healthy, which is good. But I mean, that start pretty bad. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe mid-season they start getting back on track. Maybe looking at playoff contention, maybe even wild card. But yeah, pretty
it's funny
disappointing
you
to say
said
the
it's
least.
It's funny you said it's sad to see. I love to see it, man. Like being that we're in the same division, we've had playoff
I mean, it's
matchups
just the
against
fact
them the
that they've
last few
got talent on
years.
talent and they just keep losing. That's all I mean. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
care
well, I
if
mean, they
it's,
don't appear to be too deep. Like I know they got injuries, but they seem so top heavy as far as their stars and talent goes. And I know they've had like goalie issues too, where they've been. I should have looked it up right before, but I know they had a goalie injury before the season. I don't remember if it was their starter, but I know they've been looking for a consistent
Didn't they
backup,
have
and then they just had
Vasilevsky or
someone
something?
like that was last year. I
Keep
don't know about this
forgetting.
year. This year it's dang, I had it. I apologize.
It's probably your
The
mom, isn't it?
classic what's hockey look up sesh when we
Yeah,
don't
we just
exactly
don't
know.
know, dog.
And look, I don't want to lie to you.
You would be lying.
I thought it was like a guy named Franzus or something.
Georgiev. That's who I was
Oh,
thinking instead
Georgiev,
of
Georgiev. Yeah,
Vasilevsky.
yeah. There you
And then
go.
they've got Anunin.
Yeah, they had another guy. They had a guy named Capo
Justice
Kakinen.
Anunin. What a guy.
They had a guy and they put him on waivers and he got scooped up by Winnipeg. And so it's wild that I mean you don't have the best goalie situation. You place a guy on waivers, and then the best team in hockey right now goes ahead and says, "Yeah, we could use that guy. We'll take that backup goalie."
Might as well. I mean, he's got some skill. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
so I
just
mean,
bolstering how
Colorado's
they can.
struggling.
It sounded kind of feels like the Chiefs, where they're just adding in mid-season, just saying, "Hey, we're the
The
best. We want to get better.
Chiefs.
Might as well go eat, dude."
Yeah,
But yeah, so pretty crazy. Like I said, mid-season mark they'll probably be a lot better. But like we said, Winnipeg being the best team in hockey right now, they beat the Stars on what was it, Saturday, and
yeah, I
the
think so.
fans started cheering U.S. backup because apparently Ottinger is the backup to Hellebuck.
Andre got taken
So
out that game
they
too.
served you guys. Yeah,
Yeah, I want to
it was
say
pretty
was he
bad.
taken out after the
They
third goal or second maybe? I don't
oh
remember
no,
exactly,
what
but
was it,
I know
six to
Casey
zero
or
at
not
like
Casey.
halftime?
No, we lost that game 4-1.
It's probably 3-0 then. But you guys were trash.
I mean,
They ended up
there's
breaking the
definitely
record for
improvement.
15 games, winning 14 of them. So they broke a record after beating y'all. You can't be doing
I
it.
think more than anything, like that's just a really, really good team. Yeah, we should have played better.
Yeah,
I know the
they're
first
15
goal
and one
allowed
now.
was
So
yeah. And I know like we talked about it in the past, like the penalty kill could definitely be improved. Our power play is a massive issue. I know we had a power play in the first period and did not score on it. And then they get a power play and immediately score on it. So I mean, our special teams is definitely an area of concern that like we should definitely improve upon. But
you would start
look,
talking
man,
about the
Winnipeg.
Stars.
That's they were in the game. Winnipeg's
Yeah,
14 and
we're
one,
talking about
man. So
Winnipeg.
like they're not a
They're 15
pushover
and
at
one.
all. 15 and one.
Yeah, they played last night, dog.
Yeah,
You
man.
would
So
not be up to speed. They
apologies.
beat the Rangers last night 6-3. It was pretty crazy, and the Rangers were pretty fucking good. And
Yeah, man.
I mean, as far as the Jets fans are concerned, it's great that they have something to hold on to because they live in Winnipeg. So yeah, they
But I
do
mean,
have the longest active streak. They've got 7 game wins.
mhm.
So yeah, pretty crazy. The longest active streak broke yesterday with the Panthers losing to the Devils. Can't be doing that. They had 8 wins before they lost, but yeah, the longest loss streak right now is tied at 3 with the St. Louis Blues and the Columbus Blue Jackets. They definitely have the Blues. They're pretty bad. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That I mean,
another
it's
crazy
go ahead.
stat.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, dog. You want to talk about something? It looks like it.
No, I was just
Just
saying like
jumping
that's
up,
that was
champing at
no.
the
I
bit.
honestly I shouldn't have even interrupted because all I was gonna say was that's heinous, and now yeah, I shouldn't have even said anything. Go ahead. My bad.
This guy. Yeah, well, other great news. Alex, the Great Eight Ovechkin, has 10 goals in 14 games, which is kind of crazy. I
Dude,
believe they
what is
play
happening,
tonight
man?
against the Maple Leafs, and they're favored pretty heavily. And so, I mean, the Capitals overall have been scoring pretty well. I mean, the last few games that I've actually paid attention to, they're scoring over 5 goals a game. It's pretty crazy. Ovechkin's pushing 40. I think he's 39 now, missing a front tooth and everything. The guy's playing out of his ass. He's burying pucks like he's a pallbearer. So,
What? Do they bury
burying pucks
pucks?
like a. I mean, they bury dead bodies.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
So it's a great season so far for that guy. He's pretty good.
Dude, it's not just like, I mean, it's an unexpected season too. Like, he is
Oh
on
yeah,
pace to
at
like
least for my
double what
opinion.
he did last year. And I remember like
Yeah,
it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago when we hopped on this pod and we're like, look, he has a chance to get
he's
close
old.
to Gretzky, but like it would take 3 seasons. And the way he's playing is going to take
I
like
wouldn't
a
say
season and a
3.
half. I mean, no. How far away is he? Do you know?
Well, now he's at 32 away. So I mean, that's like a season away. I thought he would have done it in like 2 seasons if he played an extra season. But yeah,
Yeah.
because he was
God, I wish I
42
had it
away
pulled up.
from beating it. So
He was 42 away.
at the beginning of the season, yeah.
Okay, and
And now he's got 10, so
trying
he's
to pull
32
this up.
away. 31 from tying it, but who gives a
Well, and
shit
that's the
about
thing
tying
too,
it?
though. Last year, I mean, he had 31 last year, and he played 79 games. So, I mean, he played the overwhelming
Majority
majority of
of
the season, and he was well short. And so, I wouldn't expect
well
him to
short.
suddenly get. I mean, well short of what he needs.
Boy,
Like
that's three
half of.
fourths.
Didn't you say he needed 40 at the beginning of the season?
Yeah,
And he got.
30 out of 40 isn't that bad.
I don't know why I was
You're
thinking
making
20.
it
My
seem like
fault.
it's like 10 out of 30.
Hey
Come
man,
on,
my
man.
brain's not. But anyway, point being, it was going to be
This
more than
guy.
this season, and the way he's playing right now is making it seem like he's going to blow it out the water. I mean, he's averaging a goal every like. You're better at math. What's 10 over
Good
14,
one,
dog?
dog. It's 10 over 14.
Thanks.
5 over 7
But
if you're nasty.
but yeah, I mean, he's almost
uh,
getting a goal a game, which is insanity at his age, and like I'm impressed, man, and it's definitely something we didn't expect. So, hey, good for him. Still a
and good
ways
for the
away,
Capitals,
but
too.
he's got to stay healthy. It's a long season. He is old. They might give him
He
some
was
rest
healthy
days.
last year. You're trying to say he's injury prone or something? Come on.
No, but I'm just saying he needs to stay healthy. I mean, like he's had seasons
He
where
needs it.
he's had
He
two
scored
seasons where
10
he played
goals in
40
14
games
games.
and
He just needs to do that, 3 more times.
all right. Well, I'm not going to guarantee it, but he is on a blazing pace. It's impressive to see, to say the
Blazing.
least. Anyway, Keaton, our teams played some games this week. How did the Red Wings do?
They did exactly as I thought they would. They beat that one team and then lost to the other two. It's pretty good. Yeah, we played the Blackhawks, which we won, and then the Maple Leafs and Rangers back to back. It's just, a lot better than our team. Um, yeah, Wednesday against the Hawks, we got a pretty good early lead, getting a goal within the first period. Yeah, it's pretty good. And end up winning. I believe it was 3-2 or something. Oh no, it was 4-1. Even better. But
Boy.
yeah, we played the Maple Leafs, and honestly, we had a way to stay in that game because it was two. I think it was 2-0 to start out with, and then Dylan Larkin scored two in the second period to tie it up. And then I think it was early third period, the Maple Leafs score, and it was 3-2 for the longest time. And I think it was like 3 minutes left, maybe it was 2.5, and we finally get to the point where we got to empty the net, and Sider just drops the puck, and John Tavares, I think is his name, and he just jumps it and grabs the puck, shoots an empty netter, and we lose 4-2. So we definitely could have stayed in that game. Definitely even could have potentially won that game, but yeah, just definitely shooting ourselves in the foot. A lot of missed opportunities, and as far as passing it and just getting the puck exchanged from one person to the next. I read an article where Tarasenko has been pretty much a disappointment overall through this season, and I mean hasn't really been doing much outside of a few assists. I think he scored maybe 3 goals, maybe 5. Not too many to start out the season. So I mean, as far as from what he was doing last year, definitely a downgrade, I guess. But I mean, definitely still is early. I mean, like I said, I mean the Jets have played 16 games. I think a few games or teams rather have gone 14. So just right in the mix of a few less than 20. And I mean, it's still pretty early. Definitely 1/4 into the season, and it's not looking like a good fourth, at least for the Red Wings, among others. But yeah, we lose to the Rangers that next game, of course. Um, they're defending President's Trophy winners, so I mean they're not that bad. Panarin and Trocheck and who's that other guy? Lafreniere, pretty good players. So
I
um,
thought didn't Lafreniere go somewhere else?
no,
He's still there?
this guy he has no idea what it is when it comes to hockey.
I thought he went to the Kings.
Lafreniere, no, dude, look it up.
Nah, I'm looking it up right now. Keep talking.
Good job, though. All right, well,
He's still there. Well,
uh,
the Kings got a guy who sounds like Lafreniere. My fault. All right, go ahead. Damn, I'm just off
uh,
today. It's bad.
yeah. Well, against the Rangers, we didn't play against Shesterkin, so he had a rest and a well-deserved one, and we still got shut out. So it was not fun. I think it was 4-0. I don't know, but it wasn't a good game. We had to start Billy Huso because, if I'm not mistaken, Alex Lyon got hurt in practice. Pretty upsetting.
Mm.
We had to recall that guy from what was it, the AHL. It's just come on, man. Like he's not good. We should just let him go and do his own thing. He's just
I mean, how many do you have good alternatives? Unfortunately, it's
Cam
kind of
Talbot and
tight
an
finding.
injured Alex Lyon. So yeah,
Is Lyon still out?
I think he might be better. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know anything about my team.
fair enough.
Just like
I
this
understand
guy.
that feeling. Hey, what's hockey, bro?
I don't know. Where's that picture I sent you?
Anyway,
Sorry.
oh my god,
It was a
this
picture of
podcast is
the Billy Huso
nonsense.
stats.
Oh, where
It was
the
it
GAA
was like nine.
was like
Yeah, there we go.
9. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's got 9.42 goals against average. That's not a save percentage of 94%. That's goals
No,
against.
that's so
So his
bad.
save percentage is .714.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's
And I mean, we
not.
like I said, we played Jonathan Quick compared to Igor Shesterkin, and I mean,
Hmm.
we still didn't even score.
Yeah,
It's just frustrating. But yeah,
very much so.
we are coming up to play the Penguins today. Look to see us win that game. Probably not, because Sidney Crosby's going to get like 18 points. And
Boy.
yeah, we play the Penguins today, the Ducks on Friday, the Kings on Saturday, and the Sharks on Monday. So we're just taking a little stroll through the West Coast, and I think those are all West Coast home games. So
Are you gonna win
we're
or
just
lose?
taking a
What are you gonna go?
little
You gonna
detour.
go
We're gonna go 3-1 because I
three
think
and
we're gonna
one?
beat the Penguins. We're probably just gonna lose against the Kings and beat that ass against the Ducks and the what was it, Sharks. We're trying.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean,
Fair
we're
enough.
trash, but they're even worse. So
Of course. Moving on to the Dallas Stars. The Stars
moving
played 3
on.
games. They played the Blackhawks, they played the Jets, and they played the Penguins, and they went 2-1 in those games. The loss to Winnipeg, as we touched on earlier, it was not great. I mentioned that Ottinger had to be pulled out. He was pulled out after the 4th goal. And so, yeah, that Winnipeg game, poo. Winnipeg is good, but like we definitely could play better. And it led to a change where against Pittsburgh, we adjusted the lines a bit. Harley and
Look at
Heiskanen had been
that.
paired together in the past, but we spread them out. We split them up, I should say. And Heiskanen like flourished with Esselindell. That's not to take anything away from Harley, but Harley and Miro can be attacking minded, and so having being able to split them up, and now you have Esselindell who can facilitate and like go back quick if Heiskanen goes up, and he's not going to shoot as much, so they're not conflicting as far as what they like to do. It was a major game for Heiskanen. He had 2 goals. He had like 7 shots on goal, I think, like which he has not done this year at all. In fact, I think that the first goal he scored was his first goal of the season, if I'm not wrong. But I mean, he just had an incredible game. Sagan scored. Duchesne was there. Stankoven again. In that 3 game span, it was Sagan and Stankoven who both scored in both the Chicago game and the Pittsburgh game. So I mean, it's good. I know Sagan was coming back from an injury, so it's good to see him going, and I like to see the young Stankoven going. I think Wyatt Johnson also got a goal against Pittsburgh, I believe. Let me
You
confirm
guys
that
scored 6 in the first
in the
period
first
or
period,
something.
yeah. And then we kind of took the foot off the
I think it was
gas,
like
which I don't like to see.
5. Was it 6 in the first period,
I
or was
believe, yeah, it was 6.
in the
Yeah,
first
dog.
period?
All in the first period, and then the second or
That's
the
probably
seventh goal
incorrect.
came in the second. But Wyatt Johnson also scored, so I'm glad to see that. He's been a little cold to start the season, and he's kind of been, in my mind, in line to become like your new star, like Wyatt Johnson and Jason Robertson. And so I'm definitely excited to see him get off his little skid of not scoring and put a goal in the net. And yeah, so no, the team again, it's Pittsburgh, but it's about like building some confidence there. So I mean, hell, you beat someone 7-1. We talked about earlier; these are still professionals, and so that's good to see. You mentioned Crosby earlier, and it was funny because when it was 5-0, towards the end of the first period, he goes ahead and commits a penalty, and so we score on the power play right there, which we need. We need power play offense, so it's good to see that also take off a little bit there.
You don't need
So
that.
look, that Winnipeg loss sucks. Of course, Winnipeg is a good team again, um, but hey, 2-1, and just build that confidence. I liked what I saw out of the line switch. So just build off it. This upcoming week, we've got the Bruins tomorrow night, the Wild on Saturday, the Ducks on Monday. So we'll have 3 games. I do think we go 2-1 there. I think we win hosting
You
the
guys are losing to the
Bruins.
Ducks.
I'm gonna say the Wild pull one out on us, man. The Wild are playing very well. We'll be on the road for that one.
That's wild.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Minnesota gets it done. Unfortunately, and then Monday night we'll be back here in Dallas hosting the Ducks, and there's no reason for us to lose to Anaheim at all. So I'll say 2-1 over that upcoming
They're
span.
probably going to lose to the Ducks anyway.
It's
Was it?
not.
What's his name?
It's
Tory
possible, but
Terry
no.
or Troy Terry? Forgot his name.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you've heard our
You
picks
know.
for our games for the upcoming week, but we'll go ahead and pick some games that are occurring tonight. And last week, just a heads up, so Keaton and I both took the Kings and both took the Devils, and both those were correct. So we're now sitting at 6-4. But there's
We're
going to be
just
more
too
than 2 games
good.
tonight, Keaton. There's 5 of them,
Troy
and
Terry.
we're
Yeah,
going to
that's
do it
his name.
nice. We're going to do it against the spread. Spread's a little more fun, I think. So we got
Ah,
your team, the Red Wings, against the Penguins, and it's Red Wings plus 1.5. And I believe you are going with Detroit, correct?
yeah, dog. We're definitely gonna beat him.
Plus 1.5. I will. I'll say plus 1.5. Y'all will take care of that as well. I mean, uh,
I'm incredibly enthused with how we've been playing this year, so we definitely should win this game.
incredibly enthused. All right, well, moving on. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs against the
You
Capitals.
would move on.
That spread is Leaves plus 1.5 goals. Who do you have in that one?
Leaves, not Leafs.
Leafs. Sorry, guy.
This guy.
Who do you got?
Oh, I'm picking the Capitals. They should definitely take care of business in Washington.
All right, clean sweep there. We were both taking the Capitals. There is also the Hurricanes and the Utah Hockey Club playing tonight. The spread is Utah Hockey Club plus 1.5. Who do you got in that one?
I think the Canes are gonna whoop that ass.
All right. I'll say Utah Hockey Club plus 1.5. It's not the most likely, but you know what, man? Hockey's weird as hell. I'll take them. Let's go.
Yeah,
Moving on.
no.
There's the Kings against the Colorado Avalanche. That one is Kings plus 1.5. Who do you got in that one?
I think I'm gonna roll with the Kings.
And it's a clean sweep there because I too will go with the Kings. And lastly, the Golden Knights and the Ducks. It'll be Ducks plus 1.5 in that one. Who do you have there?
I'll just go with the Ducks.
Ducks plus one
Go
and a
with the
half. I
upset.
respect that. No, I love that. I will not agree with it. I'll go with the Golden Knights
This guy
plus, or sorry, minus one and a
doesn't know
half.
anything
But
about hockey.
yep, them's our picks for this week, and
Them's our picks.
them's
Yeah,
our
that
picks.
is words.
We will see how we do. And lastly, we got another prize pick segment. Last week, our bets unfortunately failed. Again, we say you don't need to follow us, but
We're trash.
this is not financial advice. Last week, Anze Kopitar came through for me, but Leon Draisaitl did not. And then I forget who bailed on your bet,
I'd
but
have to pull up my. I know I was really close to getting it done, at least for one person, because I
yeah,
think I picked time on ice for one dude. Hold on,
for
let me pull it up.
Gavrikov, and then over on Nico Heischer. I don't know how to say his name, but his shots on goal.
He shared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he shares.
Nico, he shared, got one.
Mm,
And Gavrikov was 23.17 out of 23.25. So
and 0 for 2. So we're about to
it was
give.
like, I don't know, 10 seconds off of trying to get that bet to go. So,
Yep.
pretty bad.
So we're
But
about to give y'all another play. Again, this is not
yeah,
financial
we're really good
advice,
at
but
betting.
I do think it should hit. Of course, it's nothing's guaranteed. But I say Drew Connor over on his half. The line is half a hit, and I'll take the over on that. So at least one hit from Drew
Yeah,
Connor of
half
the
of it.
Penguins against your team. And then I'll say Jesperi Kotkaniemi is going to go ahead and get over 1.5 goal or 1.5 shots on goal. Sorry, 1.5 shots on goal.
Nice, dog.
And who are you
That's
going
pretty
with?
good. Well, I know I was gonna pick Moritz Sider for time on ice with the over on 23.25. Because
Yes.
I mean, we need that guy to win.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna pick the over on points for Eric Carlson because we're definitely gonna get scored on.
All right. So them's our picks this week. We'll see how they play out, and of course, we'll update y'all. Keaton, is there anything that I missed or anything we need to mention?
No, I think that should be a good one.
All right. Cool. Well, y'all take it easy. Peace out.